We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
July, Predators. Adrian Brody does his very best Batman from The Dark Knight impression, I think, in this movie. He definitely talks with a deeper voice and that kind of thing, and it does kind of work, but it kind of makes the movie a little bit goofy, as does the cameo by Lawrence Fishburne and Topher Grace's character. They definitely add a comedic aspect to it, but it's definitely got a good sci-fi storyline to it. It's got a good action to it. It's references the original perfectly. They don't really mention the second movie, Predator 2, with, Danny Glover, which, it's okay that they don't mention that because it doesn't matter for the story here. The Predator dogs were interesting. Danny Trejo, his character, what the Predators do with him, awesome. And I feel bad for the character, but awesome idea. Definitely buy this one if you're a sci-fi fan or an action fan of the original Predator. Elsewise, just rent it. I think this did the same thing for the Predator franchise that Terminator Salvation did last year, 2009. So for the Terminator franchise, that's just me. I like Terminator Salvation and Predators. Some people disagree with me, but I definitely say buy it. Inception, Leo DiCaprio and Ellen Page. This one is a pretty good movie. I think it's going to win probably the visual effects awards this year. I don't know. There weren't a whole lot of other movies to compete with it. Maybe Iron Man. At least not a whole lot that I ended up seeing. Harry Potter probably will have some competition with it. I haven't seen that one yet. But definitely worth seeing, if not for nothing else, for the visual effects and the storyline. The concepts of it are really great. The end of the movie, it's kind of predictable by that point. But, you kind of want it to be predictable in the third act, so you know what's going to end up happening, but you definitely want a bit of a twist at the end, which I don't think we got enough of, but I think the first act of this movie makes up for any shortcomings of the third act. So, definitely a renter. If, you might want to buy it if you're into the bigger pictures, but I can go 50-50 on it for buying. So, definitely a renter, though. Let's see, Despicable Me with Steve Carell, Russell Brand, 3D animated CGI movie. Pretty funny, kind of dark. I'll be honest. There's going to be some stuff that the kids might not catch up on, but the parents will, and it's kind of got some dark humor to it. But for the kids, there's always the Minions. They're pretty funny. There is an application for the iPhone that Best Buy put out. I don't know if it's still on the excuse me. I don't know if it's still in the store or not, but you could watch the credits in the theater and see what the Minions were saying back and forth to each other, kind of a little translation thing. It was kind of cool. Dinner for Schmucks, again with Steve Carell and Paul Rudd. Definitely it's an intentionally stupid comedy, but it really has, a heart to it by the end. And it's definitely a watch if it's on television, maybe a rent, but it's worth seeing one way or the other. And really, I could watch it over and over again on TV. I don't know that I could buy it or own it, but I definitely could watch it over and over on TV. August brought us Piranha 3D, which Jerry O'Connell's the only person I can think of that was in it. I can't remember his name now. He had a minor role in this. It was, it's okay. It's definitely reminiscent of the old schlocky 70s, early 80s horror films. A lot of unnecessary gore, a lot of innuendo. There's definitely a teen sex storyline to it. It was in 3D, which some of it was not necessary. Some of it you couldn't even tell that it was supposed to be 3D. One particular part, and I mean part in all senses of the words, really shouldn't have been 3D. In fact, probably shouldn't have been in the movie, but that's kind of the tone of this movie. If you're into that kind of movie, definitely watch it. Rent it, probably. It's not going to be on TV, I'm pretty sure. If it is, it'll be heavily edited. Okay, September, Machete, Danny Trejo, Jessica Alba, Michelle Rodriguez? Yeah, she was in Lost. You know, Robert Rodriguez, that's what I'm thinking of. Director. Good movie. It is definitely like a 70s, early 70s exploitation film, but you know, it really goes all the way with that. It's a splatterhouse film by all means. There's lots of gore and blood, but it's a good story. Cheech Marin's in it. He plays Machete's brother, who's a priest. Obviously, if you've seen the commercials, you've seen the whole thing where he has the two shotguns and he's cocking them, and it's pretty good. Lindsay Lohan's in it. I'm not sure how she got out of rehab long enough to make it, but there you have it. And she actually plays a pretty decent role. I was surprised. It's a good movie. It's a renter, probably not an owner, but definitely rent it. Maybe see it with some friends. Make sure your friends are the kind of people that don't mind seeing sex and gore and you know, don't mind hearing bad language, because you're gonna hear it. The Town. Ben Affleck directorial debut, also starred in it. The Town. Ben Affleck plays a bank robber, and this movie really taught me that I don't really care about Boston. It's just another one of these same old movies about, oh, hey, Boston was a violent town, or is a violent town, but you know, they're criminals with heart, and it's a storyline we've seen played over and over for the last 10 years, and I'm really sick of it. I mean, this movie really killed me on it. So, no more Boston movies for me. Just saying. No offense, Bostoners, but or Bostonians. I don't know how you what the name is. Yeah, no offense, people from Boston. I can't watch another movie about your town. That's all I'm saying. The American, George Clooney, billed as an action movie. Barely any action at all. Not really worth seeing. I was bored to tears. Half the movie he spends drinking wine with a priest from a small Italian town. That's all you need to know. Move on. Don't even watch it on TV. October, usually a great movie. Great month for horror movies. Nothing. I know they had Saw 3D. I haven't been a fan of the Saw series since I saw the second one. I love the first Saw. Never watched another one after the second one. The second one was so awful. So nothing in October, even though there was a Saw movie that came out in 3D, which is another reason I didn't want to see it. Also, nothing in November. I was surprised. November is usually when they start gearing up for the awards season stuff. But December 2010, True Grit with Haley Steinfeld, Jeff Bridges. Great movie. I was against seeing this movie at first because somehow I'd gotten in my head that none of it was filmed in the United States. It actually was. It wasn't filmed in the places that it's set, though, which is why someone like me, who's actually from Arkansas, has traveled through parts of Oklahoma, really felt that it was weird looking. None of the landscape looked quite right. The trees were too tall. The rocks were sometimes the wrong color, that kind of thing. The snow was too big, but it's probably filmed in the summertime, so that makes sense. Doesn't matter. Storyline made up for it. The adaptation made up for it. The humor made up for it. Jeff Bridges' performance made up for it. And really, Haley Steinfeld was age appropriate for the role that she plays, but in her portrayal of the character, she shows a maturity that a lot of adult actors don't even show. So that one is definitely watch it. I hope this one wins some awards. I will buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray, DVD, whatever. I'm definitely buying this one. Which, okay, that's the end of the year, so that leads me to the movies from 2010 I didn't get to see, but still want to see. Legion, you know, it looks like a schlocky movie about the end of times, but I kind of want to see it. Looks visual effects wise at least worth seeing. Youth in Revolt, want to see. The Losers, adaptation of a comic book, action movie though, definitely want to see that one. Shrek the Final Chapter, I want to see that one just because I'm a fan of the first two Shrek movies. Didn't really like the third one, hoping that the fourth one made kind of a comeback and restored the series. I think it did from what I've heard, but I don't know. Survival of the Dead, another George Romero movie. I didn't see the previous one, Diary of the Dead, so I want to see that one first, but then I want to see this one. Toy Story 3, I want to rent. I definitely, probably not going to buy it because I haven't bought the previous two, but I like the previous two. I'll watch them whenever they're on TV. I've rented them before. They're definitely worth seeing, but I want to see those again. I want to see the third one to kind of complete the story. Kind of want to see Jonah Hex. Again, another comic book adaptation. It's kind of a Western setting. Not so sure if I want to see it 100% or not. Maybe a renter, maybe just wait till it comes on TV. Last Airbender, I want to rent. I saw like 1 or 2 episodes of the TV show and it looked okay, but the movie, at least for the special effects, looked like, you know, it's probably amazing. I was a fan of M. Night Shyamalan up until The Happening, so I'm hoping that he did pretty good with this one. I've heard some bad reviews, but I'd like to make the decision for myself because I don't usually go by reviews. Let's see, The Expendables. This is the big action film with Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Jet Li, Schwarzenegger makes an appearance, Bruce Willis makes an appearance. You know, a whole bunch of these. Jason Statham and I don't know, some MMA guy. I definitely want to see this one. I don't know if I would buy it or not, but I definitely want to rent it. I haven't seen it yet. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, again but this one's based on an independent comic book. I want to see it. I don't think I would buy it. I definitely want to see it. Red, Morgan Freeman, Bruce Willis, John Malkovich, not Judi Dench, what's her name? Anyway, it's an adaptation of a comic book, again an action film about retired CIA agents who are for some reason being hunted down by the CIA. They decide to get back. Want to see it. Let Me In, American adaptation of the Swedish film Let the Right One In. The original was awesome, creepy, solemn. You know, everything I think horror movies should be. Let the Right One In was, and I think this, I want to see it. It's probably going to be, I've seen the visual effects and the commercials from it, so it's probably a lot more Americanized, if you will, but definitely want to see it. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, want to see that. I've seen all the others, and only the previous one in the theater, so I want to see this one and the next one in the theater when it comes out. Tron Legacy, I want to see, even though I haven't seen the original, I want to see the original first. The Black Swan, another one I think I want to see. It looks definitely like a good mystery movie.